불멸의 전사 2.
SK Telecom were the victors of our Telecom Derby just earlier, but now it's MVP up against Jin Air Green Wings for the second match. MVP impressed a lot of people, forcing that ace match versus SKTT1, but I don't know if they'll be able to do it versus Jin Air.
Jin Air, as we mentioned before at the start of the broadcast, has such a solid roster, and I think considering the performances of Jin Air so far in Pro League, and also their plays in individual leagues, I don't know what I was going to try to say there. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough nut to crack for MVP Chicken Maru here today.
Now, looking at Maru, not Chicken Maru, but Maru, the Terran player, just went up on stage. He gave less respect to GuMiho than I think he did to the barcode he faced on the ladder this morning, okay? Like, he was like, all right, I gotta win this TBT. I already thought, I'm already coming out in the ace match if we have them, but we won't, so I'm not worried about it. I think the players that we're looking at here are very confident. Talking about the depth of this roster, Creator took a win last week. I mean, this team is looking like it has the deepest roster of players that can win games consistently that we've ever had in Starcraft 2 Pro League, in my opinion. Such a deep roster, so many good players right now. They picked up Hyun, as you mentioned before, who, you know, I look at him as like, he would probably be a regular player on MVP if he was on their team, right?
Yeah.
But he hasn't been fielded just yet. MVP taking that impressive win, or, you know, not a win, but it's a win to go to the ace match versus SKT last week. They come off of a little bit of extra momentum, but 6-0 in indicator points, 3-0 is Jin Air right now, in first place, above even SKT. It should be a pretty good match for them, you know, when it comes to like how they're feeling about this. I would feel very confident. They're even bringing SOS today, which they did not use last week.
Well, you mentioned before how Jin Air has so many strong players, and look at that Protoss line. It's probably the strongest line race-wise for Protoss in all of Kessler right now. I mean, SOS, Trap, Creator, they're all household names here in Korea, and we see lineups here. First game will be GuMiho against Maru, followed by Rung, who's actually been quite surprising in Pro League so far. Against SOS, Horror, this was actually real surprise here, seeing Horror being played up against Trap, and then the last game, or the fourth set rather, will be Departure against Rogue. And let's talk about Horror, because
there's not a lot of data on this guy.
Well, he was on IM, and then he actually joined the military, came out of the military and joined MVP, but we all know that the only player to have come out of the military and have done well was an ST.
Okay, in contemporary times, I would say Cal as well. Cal like beat Hero on opening day of Pro League.
But Cal had the luxury of Air Force A, so that doesn't really count in my opinion.
Sure, all right, fair enough. But we'll talk about Horror a bit more later, but there's a lot to talk about with this guy, and you did sum up kind of his history very briefly there. But going to this first TBT, can GuMiho make any cracks in Maru, who is undefeated 8-0, 3 overs Terran? GuMiho's like, I haven't even played a TBT in Pro League yet. GuMiho performing decently in WCA just a few days ago. Artosis and Brennan were covering that. So, I mean, something he played in recently, an online tournament. Looking solid there. Has taken some upset wins here in Pro League as well. So, I mean, someone who could absolutely give us a good game here, but upset, I don't think so. I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, I think Maru is a strong, clear favorite here in this match. And even though GuMiho has improved as the season has progressed, Maru, like we saw the record, they're 8-0 in Pro League, and I don't think that will be touched anytime soon. Like even the predictions here, Maru 7-0.
I think Maru the best at control on the Terrans of Jin Air. Like, he and Cure, obviously great Terrans. I think he is much better though at controlling, which is very important in this matchup right now. But guys, let's go into game number 1 on Orbital Shipyard, GuMiho versus Maru. Down here in red for MVP, it is GuMiho, the Towel Terran. Got it on his hand right now. And his opponent to the top right in blue for Jin Air Green Wings, 8-0, it is Maru.
note how Maru is actually going for a proxy here. He did get that very early supply depot, and no doubt this will be for a proxy barracks.
You know, I wonder if, oh, it's even 2 proxy.
Mm.
Two barracks proxy. So
you know, I think that he might be, if he doesn't get any, no, he's getting the gas, but I thought, like, if he didn't get the gas, he might lift it up onto that near the 3rd base, because generally the Terran doesn't really scout that area at all, so. But it looks like he's actually going to go for two barracks here.
It looks like it's going to be 2 racks Reaper, more than likely.
Yeah.
He'll add a 2nd gas shortly. We saw just the other day between Bunny and Reality a proxy Marauder type play. It was scouted. Seems the build is pretty popular right now, but this I'm not so sure GuMiho is going to do a scout on. I mean, sometimes GuMiho doesn't even scout in the TVT matchup until his Reaper is out. It looks like that's going to be the case in this game as well. He even went gas first. Yeah. So he has a very late barrack, so this could be disastrous. Here comes the first Reaper. 2nd gas is already almost finished for Maru, and this is a momentum-based play. It used to even be a popular build in Heart of the Swarm, and even sometimes in Wings of Liberty we saw weird Reaper plays like this from GuMiho, actually, himself. This time he's the one who has to face it, but it's more momentum-based here in Legacy of the Void because, you know, Reapers regenerate health, just like in Heart of the Swarm. So if you get an early lead, the Reapers regenerate, and then it just snowballs and you die.
Ooh, actually, 2nd SV is coming up here. It's not taking that back to his main base, so we might see some bunker shenanigans here from Maru, rather. As we see here GuMiho adding that factory. I thought going that early gas he would get that factory before the Reaper, but he's playing it safe right here.
Oh, he's going to bring this Reaper back, which means he can get 2 Reapers up the ramp potentially.
Ooh, he nearly gets that SEV, but...
Okay, here we go. 2 Reapers up the ramp versus 1. This is what he wants. This is his moment where he needs to get ahead. And he needs to kill this Reaper, and if he does, it may just be lights out for GuMiho. He's already pulled his SCVs here. And don't forget, the mines here do a lot to actually help keep your Reapers alive.
Oh, a nice bounce there from the mine of Maru, actually bouncing the Reaper of GuMiho down to that ground lower level. And oh, so much damage is being done here by these Reapers of Maru.
Oh, and you better rally that Reaper correctly. Okay, he does. But look at this. 2 versus 3. The SCV hits need to be on point. And look at this. He gets in a horrible position. Target goes on the first Reaper. The second Reaper escapes. 1 Reaper will go down, but if he kills the second one, that's game. Wait, was he going to defend with 1 Hellion?
Well, the Hellion's coming out, but this might be too many Reapers for him to deal with.
His SCVs are so low. More grenade shots going off here. And that's just too much damage. That is game over. He can kill the Hellion with this many Reapers. And Maru's already taking this game, man. Look at his face. Look at that. I want everyone to zoom in on Maru's face on your screen now. Just how little he cares about this build he's just done.
Well, honestly, even if these Reapers do get killed, I think the SFE death pit is just way too much here from GuMiho. I mean, he has this Hellion out doing damage, but it's just not enough for him to get back into this game.
No, absolutely not.
He does have that. He does have that second command center though. So
he does have 2 CCs. He does have double mules. And Maru's control there at the end, not absolutely perfect, but his SCV is so low, he's going to target one of them down, gets the second one. Oh, the grenade like puts it down to like 2 health, I think. But this puts the working count at 21-6, and not even the second is an orbital. And if he makes it an orbital, it might cost him the game because he won't have enough units to defend their continued rallied Reapers. Starport's coming up back at home for Maru, and I think even going Banshee here, or even like a Viking or a Medevac would.
Or even a Liberator, because there's no SFV. Like GuMiho can't mine or harvest gas quick enough to counteract with what Maru's doing right now. So
he did commit to the second orbital, which in the very immediate future will actually be a good thing for him, because I don't think that Maru will be able to kill
it looks like he's going to go for the...
He's going to try it. There's no SCVs here. Oh, God, this was just too much. He's going to lose the Hellions. They're stuck.
Okay,
GG. And there you have it. Maru gets too much momentum, takes the win without even a bunker. And all it takes is winning the first 2v1 Reaper fight while the SCVs are out. You win that, and you don't mess up your control, you win the game versus somebody who doesn't scout you.
Honestly, Maru's that Terran player that if there was someone to... if you have a Baneling versus Marine map, and your life stake was at stake, I'd probably send out Maru on that map. Not even Marine King, I'd send Maru on that map because his control you saw in that game was impeccable.
He also just doesn't get nervous about anything. Like if someone took a gun in the booth, put it in Maru's head, said lose this game, miss micro, Maru would like look, he would like stick the gun point in one of his eyes and then micro perfectly with his with his other hand. Like he'd like micro with one hand on the keyboard, one on the mouse, like repeating it while he's got his hand on the gun, sticking it into his eye while he's microing one-handed. And then he would dodge the bullet if the guy fired. He's like, yeah, whatever. I wasn't even nervous. Everyone in the crowd's like crying, freaking out. The police are coming. Maru's just like,
yeah,
like, am I going to the ace match? Like, do I have to put my gear away? Like, what's going on?
You ever played Metal Gear Solid 2 before?
No, I have not actually.
Oh, okay.
Only the first one.
Okay, I won't spoil the plot there, but there's a character. Okay, I'll say it. There's a character in there that has like a device that like reflects all the bullets away from him. It feels like Maru has one of those, except he doesn't actually have one of those. He just has an inherent ability to dodge that bullet. But yeah,
sure. It's like the Franklin badge, man. And Earthbound. That's like a more Wolf-esque reference, but I mean, this guy is untouchable. He's 9-0 now. Yeah. 9-0, and he is just one of like 7 players on this team that are insanely valuable and like viable to be used in a 4-person lineup.
I'm so keen to see Maru in the summer season. I think summer season, like he is poised to make a splash in GSL and SSL.
Hell yes, he is really, really one of the big favorites going to this.